I could relate many more stories about how I've been inspired to write some of the songs I've written through the miles and the years, but let me share just one more with you. It was April of 1987. I was doing a concert at a friend's church in Reno, Nevada. The evening concert went well, and after it was over, some of us went to my pastor friend's home for some fellowship and food. A young man walked up to me and told me how much he enjoyed the concert. Then he said this, "I particularly appreciated you singing the song, 'Took Me Out of Egypt.'" He continued, "As a matter of fact, I heard that song on the radio in January." At this, my eyebrows raised slightly. "Are you sure you heard that song in January?" I asked. I had a good reason for asking that question. Yes, it was January, I'm sure of it, and I remember because I was at a low point in my life, and I needed to hear something encouraging from the Lord, so I turned on the radio, even though there are no Christian radio stations that I can pick up on my radio in Northern California, where I live. As I turned the dial, all of a sudden I heard a DJ say, "Now, here's a new song by David Baroni, 'Took Me Out of Egypt.'" And as I heard that song, it was just what I needed to hear at the time. It's so nice to be able to hear the song again, and I want to thank you. I was still skeptical with good reason. I went to get the day planner that I used to carry everywhere. I opened up to the day that I wrote the song. I showed it to the young man. His name was Rob. "Rob, is this the song you heard on the radio in January of 1987? "Yes, that is the song." "Rob, look above the lyrics there to the date in my day planner. What is the date that I wrote the song?" He stammered a bit. "February 17th, 1987. This young man, who is very sane and solid, heard a song that had not been written yet, much less recorded, on a radio station that doesn't exist. He heard the song 1 month before it was written. Boy, I would have liked to have heard that version. My pastor friend Mike spoke up. "David, God already has these songs written in heaven, and he decided that Rob needed to hear this song before he gave it to you." I know it sounds hard to believe. I was there, and it still sounds strange, but God can do the impossible. He is not bound by time. There's one more delightful element to this story. Rob began to research Christian radio stations and found out that at one time there had been a Christian station at that point on the dial where he'd heard the song. However, it had gone out of business 1 year prior to playing the song "Took Me Out of Egypt." This reminds us that as believers in Christ led by the Spirit of God, we are not limited to just the physical realm. By God's grace, we can, in the words of Christian author George Warnock, see the invisible, hear the inaudible, hold the intangible, declare the unspeakable, explore the unsearchable, and do the impossible through Christ who lives in us. I don't want to limit God through unbelief or by leaning to my own understanding. How about you? The Word says that the just shall live by faith, and that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I'm grateful that God is patient with us and that He is helping us to have our minds renewed so that we can live in expectation of the unexpected in this great adventure of eternal intimacy with Christ.